On today's episode of Automakers Pointlessly Reinventing Things, drive modes. In this new BMW, they don't call it drive modes, they call it my modes. And if that wasn't enough, some of the names are kind of silly, efficient, expressive, relax, digital art, silent. And yes, what you're seeing is correct. You have to press a button and then press the infotainment system to change the drive mode. And you have to do that every single time you want to change the drive mode. This is just idiotic. We should go back to keep it simple, stupid.
If you bought a new car these days, I'm telling you it's insane. The manufacturers are recommending 7,500 to 10,000 miles on an oil change. Why are they doing it? Because they don't care if that vehicle lasts you 300,000 miles. You could do an oil change every 7,500 to 10,000 miles all you want, but don't expect your car to be in great shape down the road. I see so many people take a vehicle that's paid off because they don't maintain it well, and once it's paid off, then they start having repairs, and then they're like, oh, I don't want this, so they go buy another vehicle, and they just cost themselves so much money.
Excuse me. I need your help. You need to kill me.
You know what? If the industry wants 50-year house loans and 15-year car loans and 5-year cell phone loans, then I think we need a law that says that every manufacturer is responsible for that product working and lasting 100% for the entire length of the finance period. If you finance your house for 50 years, everything in that house has to work for 50 years, appliances included, and that means the builder is responsible for the cost. If it doesn't work, their problem, they have to fix it. They get no recourse, no option out. Cell phones are financed for 5 years. That cell phone has to function at 100% for the whole 5 years. If it doesn't work, if it's a manufacturer defect, if it breaks, they have to replace it. Their cost, no recourse out of it. And then cars. If you have to finance a car for 15 years, then the manufacturer of that car has to replace everything on it for the first 15 years. I'm talking bumper to bumper coverage. Everything in that some gun has to be covered. Because if we're financing things for 15 years, they should have to work for the entire length of the finance period. Because this constant price hike on things while we're also engineering failures is obscene.
Update number 7 on my car issues. If you're new here, I'm going to go over it really quickly, but I bought a brand new car at the end of November, and it has been back and forth at the dealership being towed there because it keeps breaking down since either December or January. My car has had a lot of issues, with the main one being that it just shuts off while driving. Aside from shutting off while driving, it'll also do this thing where when I'm driving, I'll have, for example, one night I had 120 miles in gas left, and then all of a sudden it dropped to 90, and then to 8, then 3, and then flatline, it completely skipped 0 and went to flatline literally within 50 seconds. And of course I was in the middle of nowhere, so it scared the crap out of me. Aside from that, I also noticed it drive just really weird, super jolty, and it was almost the second I took my foot off the gas, it felt like my car was about to shut off unless I put my foot back on the gas instantly. It would be so dramatic that as soon as that happened, I would check my rear view mirror to make sure nobody was about to rear end me. But of course the biggest issue here is that my car shuts off while driving and it does not turn back on. I have went back and forth with Mazda for months. After the first time it went in there, they assured me that the car would be perfectly fine after. That was not the case. I had it back for 26 hours and it had to be towed right back to the dealership, and then I got it back again, them saying it was going to be fine, and then I had it back for I think it was 9 days, and then it was towed back, and now it's been back there ever since then, and that's been about a month now. Mazda has not been the best to work with at all. In fact, I will never buy a Mazda again. But as of right now, the only option they're giving me is to go get a new car from them. Meaning, I give them back my car and I get a new one of the same car. Is this what I wanted? No, not really. I did really want to go with a whole different car company, but it's my only option, like I said. So I guess we'll see how that goes, and I'll update everyone on how that goes. Hopefully I won't be updating you guys saying that car's the same. Upon this happening to me, I have joined some Facebook groups for this specific car, and there's so many people with so many issues, so I'm scared that I'm just gonna get another car and it's gonna have some sort of other issue. So fingers crossed, I'm on my way to the dealership now.
It's funny to me, as cars get newer and the technology gets newer, I think they're actually going to get worse. This Mach-E does not have a door handle. This is a door handle, right? You pull on it, the door opens. This has a push button. Door opens. I have one problem with that. It snowed a little bit last night. Probably 1 or 2 inches. So my avalanche is here outside, right? So the Mach-E would have a push button somewhere around here. You're gonna have to find the push button, right? Instead of just pulling the door open, right? Wow, that actually worked. So the push button would be somewhere around there. I guess if you own an EV, you should just park it in a garage. If you don't have a garage, don't own an EV. Because this is a push. That latch has to disengage. So what happens when it's iced over? You're not gonna be able to just pull the door open, right? It's not gonna be a simple process like that. This is a grab handle. So this is only gonna work after the door has unlatched. If that mechanism gets frozen in there, you can't tug it open. There's no mechanical release to open that hint. Like, this is not going to get mechanically released from the outside like this is, right? You pull this unlatch button. This button is undoing that latch in there. Just wild to me.
This message is for Range Rover and Range Rover only. Less than a year ago, I bought this vehicle, okay? This 2025 Range Rover Autobiography. Within the past year, less than year, I have taken this car to the dealership for the same exact issue 4 times. Issue being, while I'm driving, okay, the vehicle literally will stop driving while I'm driving. It doesn't matter where I'm at. It has happened to me on the expressway twice. It has happened to me when I've been driving on the street. That is extremely dangerous because someone could literally run into the back of me and I lose my life. And it would be you all's fault. All right. And instead of taking it back, I've called you all and told you about this and seen what I can do for you all to buy this car back from me. I have now had to go to the extent of hiring an attorney, to which you all have now ghosted. What do I have to do to give you this vehicle back? It's a piece of crap. Like, the vehicle is so bad and has given me nothing but issues and has just sucking so much money out of me. And it's now to the point where I literally do not even feel safe driving the vehicle. My vehicle only has 3,000 miles on it, and I have a receipt showing every single time that I have taken this car to the dealership to get it repaired for the same issue that keeps happening. I don't want the car anymore. I don't want anything to do with Range Rover anymore. I just want you all to take this car back. Okay, so I talked about this on Twitter. It went super viral on Twitter, and thousands of other people were saying they had the exact same issue with their vehicle. Why has there not been a recall on this vehicle? Like, what's going on?
We're here at the Central Florida Auto Show with the guys. Buddy, let me tell you, I'm looking at these prices, and if y'all not shopping with us, I don't know what you guys are doing. They want $71,000 for this brand new Grand Cherokee. But bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like a $45,000 car, maybe, if that.
You know all those videos of people that get brand new cars and then a couple weeks later they have to get them towed away? Well, that's my life right now. New girl died on me last night. We're waiting for the tow truck to come pick her up. At least I still have my trusty old girl over here, Silver Fox. She's always done good to me.
My 2025 Mazda CX-90 has been in the service department for the past 2 weeks, and when I called to get an update today, they told me it could be there for the next 5 months. So let's just hop into it really quick. 5 months ago, I bought a Mazda CX-90 with everything included, and it was a hybrid plug-in model. 2 days into having the car, I had to bring it back to them because it was not charging. 4 months in, I had to bring it back because it was leaking fluid. And most recently, I had to bring it in at 5 months and it's needing a new transmission. They're telling me that my transmission is on back order until the end of April, which would definitely classify this car as a lemon. They gave me a non-comparable vehicle as a loaner. And anytime that I reach out to anyone from corporate or certain parts of the dealership, I am ignored or given no answers. With all the problems this vehicle has had, I'm nervous to put my kids inside of the vehicle, which I feel like is completely reasonable. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Make sure you like, comment, reshare, tag Mazda in this, and let's make sure no one else gets in this situation with their cars.
My 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander Platinum is a lemon and Toyota is ghosting me. We countered and now radio silence. After being at the dealer for over a month, Toyota couldn't figure out what was wrong with my car and replaced the entire engine at 27,000 miles. We submitted a claim to Toyota and they offered to buy it back, but that offer was a lowball. It would have put us in the hole $10,000. We came back with a counter, and since then, radio silence. We have emailed, we have called, and just no response from Toyota. I went with Toyota when I was shopping for my dream mom car because of their reputation of reliability and integrity. All I'm looking for is a fair resolution, not to be ignored. I'm taking this to TikTok to hopefully get Toyota's attention because emailing and calling you guys haven't been working.
You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? Just look at it.
I've been popping since my demo, bitch. Yeah. Bust the bills down in the key.
Toyota is now charging monthly for stuff that used to come with the car, like navigation, remote start, voice assist, all the connected services. You get a free trial, then boom, $15 to $25 a month if you still want your Dash Jack Smart. Skip it, and your 60K SUV suddenly forgets how to find Texas Roadhouse. It's basically leasing your own car's brain.
You look stupid when you tell people that their car is not reliable. You can't afford to fix this. That does not mean it's unreliable. That means that you cannot afford to fix it when it breaks. If you're looking for a supercar that's reliable, none of them are reliable. They all are expensive to fix. It just makes you look ignorant. Stop it.
Completely new Porsche interior with the new Cayenne here with a so-called flow screen, a curved screen. You can see it right here when I scroll around in the map here, for example. It's also visible when I, for example, go to a Spotify playlist. Then you can check it out here, how it flows from the bottom to the top. Very interesting. Tell me in the comments what you think about this solution. And you also have this overlay inside. For example, swipe from below. Then you can control the panoramic roof here with a digital shade. Or you can also swipe from above. Then you have some deactivations for assistance systems and so on. Nevertheless, you have also classic climate unit here, clicking sounds for the fan speed, for the temperature. Seat cooling, seat heating appears then there. There's the seat heating. Seat cooling also works simultaneously. And also manual volume jog here. So it's a mix of this new tech and also still classic controls, which I really appreciate. And also an optional passenger screen that has an even transition. And there you can, for example, watch your favorite YouTube show as well.
The most frustrating thing about this Audi Q6 is over here. They have this little panel of capacitive buttons to do everything. But what kills me the most is not this panel, as dumb as I think it is. It is this door handle piece, because there is a blank switch here, which on the passenger side is a lock-unlock button. But because on the driver's side, the lock-unlock is down here, you get a blank panel. How? This is everything that's wrong with car design. You get this thing that nobody wanted, and as a result of that, every single one of these has this blank switch. There's no option that fills this in. They couldn't have bothered to just make a different piece to go here so that you wouldn't have to look at this. But every single one of these cars, they're like 70 grand, and you get this blank, scratchy piece of plastic. Why?
This truck right here, you guys, never ceases to amaze me. This is 5.7 V8 2010 Tundra. Underneath, I'm doing an oil change. That's all this thing ever comes in for is maintenance. I think I put a water pump on it and this radiator like 3.5 years ago at 315,000 miles. It's got 353,000 miles on it. Virtually no oil leaks. Cam towers are starting to leak a little bit if you know anything about these 5.7s. But you go underneath, everything's dry, nothing's loose. What is Toyota doing? You know where the state of their Tundras is right now, and it's like, why did you get rid of this engine? Why? 353,000 miles.
$3,500. That's how much I just spent on tires for my car. $3,500. Are you kidding me? I found out a few months ago I needed new tires because I had like no tread left on my tires, and I was like, I just got this car in November. How do I need new tires? It's like, well, it's like a really heavy car. A really heavy car that needs tires every 6 months? Are you kidding me? So I was like, well, I didn't know that when I bought the car. Like, can you ask BMW to cover the first round of tires? And they're like, yeah, like we can try. Like, we have this issue a lot with people Like, the only other person that has this car where we live had to get tires at 12,000 miles. I was like, okay, 12,000 miles, I get it, whatever. I haven't put 12,000 miles on this car. I haven't had this car a year. I mean, in a month I will, but it's like, I found out in June I needed new tires. Are you kidding me? So I just picked up my car, and, you know, they washed it complimentary, so how nice.
What in the actual fuck, Ford? I sell these things for a living. And this is a 2025 F-150. It's an XL two-wheel drive, like work truck, like basic work truck. It doesn't get any more basic than this one. Look at this. $39,345. How the fuck am I supposed to sell these things, Ford? 40 grand for a base model two-wheel drive truck? Like, you're making it hard on me. But if you guys know anybody looking for one of these things, holler at your boy. Peace.
These are the worst new cars you can buy in 2025. An honorable mention goes to the Mitsubishi Mirage. The only reason it's not really on this list is because it's a cheap economy car. I can't really get too mad at it. It's trying to meet a price point. Up first is the Lexus RZ. Toyotathon fans, hold your horses. Hear me out. There's no reason to buy one. The range sucks. The price is mid. Resale value is horrible. It looks like a computer mouse. Toyota hasn't figured out the EV marketplace yet, so I would just skip. This next one's for all you millennial stay-at-home TikTok moms. Chevy Suburban, Chevy Tahoe, GMC Yukon, Yukon XL, any GM SUV with the 5.3. I see more often than not people buying these things, and at 6,000 miles, they have a blown motor. And that's mainly caused by the active fuel management. Nothing really you can do about it. So you're just left with a $100,000 paperweight. Up next is the Jeep Grand Cherokee. These things are expensive, they're unreliable, they're riddled with electrical issues, they're underpowered, and if you get the 4XE hybrid, you've got some power, but then you have more electrical issues. You just can't win. Every time I see one on my For You page, it's on a tow truck. Just spend your money elsewhere. My last entry for this part is the Honda Prologue. I use air quotations because the Honda Prologue is a rebadged Chevy EV. It says Honda on it, but it's not a Honda. And I've already seen some of these things start having random issues in typical General Motors fashion. And the only reason this car even exists is because Honda's just kind of dipping its toes into the EV market without using any of their own R&D money to produce a half-decent EV. So just avoid this car. Let me know if you guys want a part 2. There are still plenty of bad cars on the market today.
All these electric door handles are so BS. I own, personally, a white Mercedes-Benz station wagon of some variety. E450 all-terrain. So right now I have the press car of the new one. And I let my wife drive it because she drives the one we have. And I said, hey, you should check this out while we have it. I mean, I have no plans to replace the car anytime soon. It's got 30,000 miles. But when we do replace it, it will be with the new station wagon. The new one has these electronic door handles.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's annoying doesn't even begin to describe it. You walk up to the car and they've closed. Right. How do you open them? Well, you tap the door handle, except that locks the doors.
Oh.
Okay. So what now? You push the door handle, nothing. Push the handle again, nothing. Then you were like, okay, you take the key out of your pocket like it's 2016, and then you press the button and then the door handle pops out. And it's like, this is worse. And my wife literally said to me, I would not buy this car solely because of the door handles.
Man, that's real.
And I don't disagree. It was incredibly annoying filming it because you're like in and out of the car all the time and the door handles just close after a while, even though the doors are unlocked.
Is the manufacturer's reason for this safety so like people can't grab onto the door handles and pull the door? Is that what they're saying?
I think there's a couple things. I think that the Aero is one of them. I think that they like the fact that they can get the door handles snug on the body. If you talk to designers, I think that there's a lot of turbulence with sticky outy door handles.
Sure.
And so all EV door handles are snug and then they pop out. So that helps.
Here's how much you would have to make to afford an average car. Rounding this up to $50,000 for the car, saying you put a 20% down payment with a 7% interest rate. That would make your monthly payment $957 per month. You never want your car payment to be more than 10% of your take-home pay, meaning your take-home pay would need to be $9,570 a month. Using an Illinois zip code, you would need to make $170,000 a year in order to afford the average car.
My theory of the day is that the new 25 4Runner is a sales failure. The reason I'm saying that, my dealer will not stop sending me listings about new 4Runners they're getting on their lots. And sure enough, you start Googling articles, seeing what's happening, and yeah, sales are down and it might be part of the plan, but I don't think it's this much part of the plan. And my theory is that it goes back to what Toyota is doing with the engines in their light duty trucks. I took this picture the other day of a brand new Tundra with a guy that threw on a V8 badge. For those that don't know, these things come with a twin turbocharged 6-cylinder, and that the old Tundra came with a V8. And this theory goes back to just Toyota is putting too small of motors into their trucks and SUVs than what their consumers actually feel comfortable buying. And that if sales were strong, I wouldn't be constantly getting emails like this from my dealer. Yes, is it their job to try to sell cars? Absolutely. But to me, this just doesn't pass the sniff test with Toyota. Like, if these things were actually this desirable, I wouldn't be getting emailed about it. People want 6 cylinders. They want V8s. And that's why I went with the previous generation, because I don't want a 4-cylinder in a 5,000-pound SUV.
Within the first 10 seconds, already hating that, there's no shade cover whatsoever. The Audi e-tronic. This is currently for sale for $68,000. Look how wide that is. It's interesting, the e-tron has the hood line so far in, and it has it so far to the edge. That is kind of a gap though. But the opening feels, oh, there's a delay on that. You gotta open it first. No soft closed doors. I'm paying 70 grand for a used Audi and there's no soft closed doors. Red seats are kind of fun. They're super comfortable. The door, solid. This feels like an aftermarket integration. What is this? This feels like it belongs in a Mitsubishi. What the frick, Audi? I like this stair-stepped vent. The floating handles? That's cool. Yeah. Carbon fiber, but it still feels like cheap plastic. Seriously consider this without a shade. This sucks. Could Audi be a little more innovative than this? I'm not sure how I feel about these opened envelope vents. I'm sure there's a better way to do that. How many leaves are gonna get stuck down there? But I do like this round line going on to an extent. That's Porsche level. That's sexy. Let's open it. That's not a hatch. I guess for the life of me thought that whole thing was gonna go up, and I even saw that there. Why is this not a hatch?
The mileage blocker epidemic has gotten so out of hand that people are now rolling back not just supercars, but your everyday sedan. This G80 M3 just got busted in a wholesale car group on Facebook for having only 98 miles. The seller was trying to get about 95 grand out of it, and people became very suspicious when the photos were taken in different locations. On top of the fact that many people in the comments were saying that this guy is a known scammer, I think this is a closed case. This case specifically kind of blows my mind because this car is pretty much brand new. How many miles could you have possibly put on it in that time? Even with 5,000 to 10,000 miles, what is it worth? Like $5,000 less? You're willing to risk a felony for 5 grand? I mean, it quote unquote makes sense on cars like a Huracan or an Urus or, you know, an Aventador where they're running up the mileage like 40,000. But the risk here just doesn't seem worth the reward. Like, if you're gonna do this shit, at least put 500 miles. Don't put 98. I feel like if you saw this car in person, you could easily take one look at the tires or even like the brakes and realize, okay, this has been used more than 98 miles. Regardless though, glad this guy got caught and he should be in jail.
Instead of putting your phone here, or here, or here, or here to watch a show, just grab one of these adapters and plug it into your UBS port, give it a second to load up, and now you have Netflix, YT, wireless CarPlay, and Android Audio right inside your car. After you connect the hotspot or Wi-Fi, click on Netflix, and now you can safely watch all your movies and shows while you're driving. So let's watch some TWD. It loads right away, connects right to your speakers, and no, there's no audio delay, and yes, it does work when you're driving. So this is perfect for those long road trips or when you're stuck in traffic or even on your lunch break. It also comes with wireless CarPlay with all your apps, and you can even listen to music. And right now, this adapter is on a limited time early release sale, making it almost 60% off. So if you want to grab one before that sale ends, I'll leave the cheapest link right down here.
Let's check out the brand new redesigned 2026 Toyota RAV4 XSE. Here is your first look at the 2026 Toyota RAV4 XSE. Now this one is really exciting. It has the two-tone body style, black wheels, black roof, and this one, the XSE, will be available as a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. We don't have pricing yet, but hopefully this will be out by the end of 2025. What do you think of it? It has those 20-inch wheels, and here is the back end. This is Toyota's best-selling vehicle. It's a 5-passenger, and it's all new. Hybrid electric vehicle, all-wheel drive, XSE. It has a power adjustable lift gate. Here is your cargo space. Very similar to the previous generation. And it says Toyota RAV4 illuminated on that sill. You've got JBL speakers and a temporary use spare tire. Lots of gloss black accents on the mirror caps and the underbody. And let's take a look at the inside. Here is the inside of the XSE. It has the ultra suede interior, really nice heated and ventilated seats, a little bit of that blue stitching and ribbing. Looks like an illuminated door sill there, all-weather floor mats. We've got a 12.9-inch display there and a big 12.3-inch display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. One wireless charging pad on this one, a bin here, drive modes, EV mode, trail, snow, normal mode, USB ports, panoramic view cameras, parking assist, downhill assist control, 2 big cup holders, a toggle style switch for our shift knob. It has Toyota Safety Sense 4.0, so we've got the lane departure alert, dynamic radar cruise control, pre-collision system, a little media bin for your passenger. Here's a look at your second row, and here's another look at your second row, and this one has a panoramic moonroof. What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments.
This fancy screen right here is $3,000. The reason this lady wants to replace it is because her kid scratched it all up right here. This is how the whole screen comes out. It's basically like a mini TV. Like I said, it's about $3,000 just for this screen alone. And on top of that, we have to also program it. You can't just swap it over. Here we are trying to program this thing for a cluster replacement. And basically what this does is move the odometer settings onto the new screen. So we have to retrieve the mileage first. Once we retrieve the mileage, which is 36,000, we verify the mileage right there, 36,723. It's like it's been complete, and we can now replace the cluster and then write the mileage onto the new one. Here is our new one right there. So let's go ahead and click OK, and let's swap it over, and then we'll just click write mileage. Here's the old one right here. Here is the new one. No scratches. Sure enough, I turn on the car, we get a coding error, and the mileage says it's 0, which is not good. Which is why, like I said, we have to write the mileage whenever you swap one of these over. And just like that, our new screen is in and programmed with the correct mileage. And this is the new screen. We can see no scratches, and it seems to be responding pretty fine.
New Telluride lease special. It's $267 a month.
You can't lease a Telluride for $267.
What do you mean, man? $39.99 down. You're $267 all day.
$267.
$267.
Come on, man. In all seriousness, folks, just come down to Map Black Key in Toms River and lease a Telluride for $267.
I made a mistake. They convinced me at the dealership. You know how they are with the sales tactics. I've never gone through this situation, and now I'm like super stuck and I don't know what to do.
All right, so you got a 2025 Lincoln Aviator you made a mistake buying or leasing. Tell me what you got.
It's a Lincoln Aviator 2025, 3,000 miles, really good conditions. I can't keep paying it off because the monthly payments are $1,200, and I'm super stuck with it. Since it's a lease, I still have like 47 months to go. I can't keep up. I'm super stressed out.
And the buyout for the lease is what? Do you know what that is?
$69,996.
How's your credit?
It's really bad. Like 495.
How did you get a lease with a 495 credit score?
It's not under my name. That's the other thing I was going to tell you now.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like you're stuck. I thought you had good credit and you had some money down. Do you have any money down to get out of this lease?
No.
I know you're a mother and it's getting expensive. How much is insurance on the car?
It's like around $300.
Your sister co-signed on it, so there's a situation where you don't want to put her credit in a bad situation. So you have a nice sister. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I don't want want to mess her up. So I'm trying to see my way out. She told me if I couldn't pay it, that it's okay. We could together rebuild the credit. That's no problem. And she cannot pay it. You know, she doesn't make the income I make.
Have you missed payments on the lease or no?
30 days behind. Exactly 30 days.
And how much money do you make a month?
About $8,600. Not a lot going on.
I got you.
know.
Look, it happens in our
Two
life.
kids.
Tell them about your financial situation. Maybe they can take the lease back and then you pay a penalty to return it. But unfortunately, in most cases, you're gonna have to pay the lease amount off. So if you have 4 years left at $1,200, you're gonna have to pay that $48,000, whatever that lease amount is. You're gonna have to pay that back before you can return the lease.
Spoke to them already. Listen, I told them the situation. They told me it's up to me if I find somebody else to take over the lease or just voluntary repossess.
If you're already 30 days late, I mean, time is of the essence. So you got to kind of figure out this answers. If not, just tell them to come pick it up. Then if your sister's okay with it and you've told her that's gonna affect her credit, she can't buy a house. She can't buy.
Do not buy this car. This car will give you so many problems, cost you way too much money. It's ruined my life, man.
Is this Jeep Wrangler worth $88,000? I'm gonna go over everything that causes this Jeep Wrangler to have that high of an MSRP, and let's see what you think. So this is a 2025 Jeep Wrangler Sahara with the one-touch top on it, but what makes this one special is that it has the Black Widow upfit package on it, and it has all these options, which comes out to a $26,000 upgrade to get this Black Widow package on here. And I'm gonna go over everything that included in that package. So the first and most obvious upgrade that comes on this package is the 3-inch lift with the upgraded wheels and these great big 37-inch tires and your running boards right here. Now, it doesn't all just come with appearance type stuff. It does have some other upgrades. So this has an upgraded suspension underneath here as well, and they've powder coated paint to match your coil springs and a lot of your other suspension components underneath here, as well as your tow hooks on these steel bumpers. So you have a steel front and rear bumper on this upgrade option package. Got your painted here. You have a 10,000 pound Warn winch up front, as well as you have your powder coated paint to match suspension parts up front, as well as all your upgraded suspension components up here. Now, the Black Widow package does give you some other appearance options, like this Black Widow thing here, some other paint match stuff up front, and then on the inside, it gives you the Black Widow badging on your headrests here, which is the only interior upgrade that you get on this package. Being a Jeep Wrangler Sahara one-touch top, you of course have the one-touch top in here. You do have the leather seats, which are power adjustable up here. You have your 12.3-inch screen, all your auxiliary switches up here, which are hooked up to like your winch and your extra lighting that you have up front. So this thing is pretty well equipped from the standard factory. And then of course, this Black Widow package gives you everything just to make this thing an absolute monster and looks so menacing, as one of the baddest looking Jeeps on the market that you can buy factory with a factory warranty. So what do you think? Is this Jeep worth $88,000 with that Black Widow package to get you all those upgrades and the amazing look that this thing comes with? Let me know down in the comments what you think, and for more content like this, follow Your Car Expert.
Why hasn't this truck sold? I have it priced right under $90,000. It is a 2025 single cab dually sitting on JTX Forge wheels, and it is a high output. Tell me why it hasn't sold. Is it the color? Is it the wheels? Let me know.
Everybody seems to want the Yukon Denali, but would you pay $99,907 for one? This is a 2025 GMC Yukon Denali XL. It has a starting price of $84,200, but then it has all of these add-ons, which come out to $10,620 added, plus the $2,595 destination fee. But this dealership also adds even more upgrades, which brings the total price to $99,907. It has a 6.2-liter Ecotec 3 V8 engine. It has heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and a heated steering wheel, 24-inch chrome wheels, a power panoramic sunroof, and power assist steps. It also has the premium tow package and comes in the Onyx black exterior color. It also has the dual exhaust with dual tips, as well as the Denali badging. And of course, because it is the XL, it's going to be longer, so it's going to give you more interior space as well. But with all of that considered, would you pay $99,907 for a 2025 GMC Yukon Denali XL? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if you like this video, go ahead and give me a follow, and let me know what you want to see next.
million Honda and Acura vehicles are currently being investigated by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration due to reports of engine failure. According to the NHTSA's Office of Defects Investigation, they've received more than 400 reports of connecting rod bearing failures in the 3.5-liter V6 engines used in 2018 to 2020 Acura TLX, 2016 to 2020 Acura MDX, 2016 to 2020 Honda Pilots, 2018 to 2020 Honda Odysseys, and finally 2017 to 2019 Honda Ridgelines. Now, this current investigation seems to have already gathered enough evidence to suggest that this connecting rod bearing issue is not caused by the same crankshaft manufacturing defect that was previously addressed by this recall back in November of 2023, where 248,999 Honda and Acura vehicles were recalled and affected engines or components were replaced. I expect once the NHTSA finalizes their investigation, if they conclude that a recall is necessary, Honda will remedy the issue in a similar fashion, replacing affected engines. It seems, and maybe it's just because I follow automotive news more closely these days, that we're seeing more and more engine recalls across the board, basically no matter the manufacturer. Even Toyota couldn't escape it. But let me know in the comments if this is an issue that you've run into.
Don't forget, I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy.
My car broke down, my new car, and
what was it?
2021 Nissan Kicks.
Nissans. Okay. How did it break down?
Transmission completely cooked. And seemingly warranty was like, that happens to all Nissan, so we're not covering it.
Okay.
So I took it to the dealership to see if they could do anything, and they were like, $7,000 to fix a car that's worth $11,000. I was like, no.
How are you doing DoorDash?
Girlfriend's car that I picked out for her.
A girlfriend's car?
Yep.
Can I make fun of you for a second? Normally, I'm not like a make fun of kind of person, but can I make fun of you for a second?
Sure.
Come on! No career wearing Jared's epic blaster battle, and you got a girlfriend? Where's my girlfriend? Where's my girlfriend? Guys, what am I doing wrong here? How have I failed this game? Okay, I'm done making fun of you.
I mean, maybe you should show up at his epic blaster battle.
Okay, is that where we meet them?
I mean...
Are you going to wingman me at Jared's epic blaster battle?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. So you drive her car?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And is that it? How long have you guys been dating?
We just had our 2-year anniversary.
Oh, good job. That's really nice. Is it, how does she get around when you do it? Like, how does she get around?
So
like, interesting dynamic.
So her car broke down, and I told her it wasn't worth fixing. Her parents, I guess, donated a van to her, and we were trying to sell the van and got this car for her, but I ended up needing to use the car because...
What is it?
The car that I'm using?
Yeah.
1999 Honda CR-V.
Okay. How many miles on that thing?
I want to say 250,000 probably.